James Thompson here again at Smith Library. I'm going to give you a brief tour of Microsoft Outlook, the new email program we have here at the district. I'm going to start by explaining that the client that you have installed on your computer is different than the web version that you have maybe seen from home or on your portable devices like your phone or your tablet. To be clear, the client is only installed on teacher or administrator computers. So the labs, the laptops, the computers in the library, they do not have the Outlook client installed on them. So if you wanted to check your email on one of those devices, you would have to use the web version. Now, why would you want to use the Outlook client software? Well, it's more robust. It has more features. So there's going to be certain things that you're simply not going to be able to do on the web version, or you can do them, but they might not have as many features, or they might be more difficult to do. So there's a good reason for using the client. Now the first thing I want to show you is at the very top here, you can customize your quick access toolbar. This is kind of the default where they have send, receive, and undo listed here. Those two buttons are right here. All you have to do is click on an option and it will add it. And you can add as many of these as you want to. You can go crazy. You could fill the whole top area there with these toolbar buttons. Of course, if you change your mind, it's just a matter of going back and unchecking something that you no longer want to use. Okay. So underneath here we've got File, Home, Send, Receive, Folder, and View. And at the bottom here we have Mail, Calendar, People, and Tasks, along with some ellipses here. That always means that there's more options. So just real quick, I want to switch over to Calendar. While I'm doing that, I want you to look at the top here and see how that changes as I shift to Calendar. So when I change it to Calendar, you'll see that these didn't really change. And they do this on purpose. They do it so that as you move from Outlook or to Word or to Excel, these titles might change, but their functionality and their location does not. And so that's going to just make it easier for you to quickly learn the different things that the program can do, not having to relearn a completely new format simply because you changed programs. So if we change and go over to People, it's the same. It just doesn't change. Those top options don't. Now, they might change within here the different functionalities that they do because tasks is different than mail. But those titles don't change, don't shift. And then even within a tab, you'll notice that when we're at the Home tab, this is where your more common functions associated with email are located. So you've got making a new email items. This is where you can delete emails, set up junk, do some cleanup. This is reply all, forward, quick steps, moving files, tagging, which will be another lesson that we'll talk about later. Very, very useful. You can color code everything, organize things beautifully, and then your address book. And as you shift, you'll notice that these various tabs, functionalities, the title may not change, but the content does. So if we switch to Calendar, you no longer have new email, you have new appointment, new meeting, so on and so forth. By the way, the presenter that I went to a couple weeks ago, he defined something that I had never really thought of. He asked us, what's the difference between an appointment and a meeting? And I thought about it and I couldn't think of it offhand. An appointment is something that just you attend. A meeting is something that you attend along with other people. So an appointment, for you might be going to the dentist or some other thing that you just have to go to, whereas a meeting involves other people. And as we go into the functionality of the calendar, we can talk about what those differences mean for you setting up meetings and appointments. You can see that we hit send, receive for calendar. These are the options, the folder, the view, so on and so forth. Oops. I'm going to come back to home here. Coming over here to people, new contact group. In a different lesson, we talk about setting up contacts, setting up contact groups. When you hit send, receive, you get a different set of options, and folder and view. And then for tasks, tasks are going to be very useful if and when you set up tagging, color coding for your emails. You can link them with your tasks so that you are flagging things that you know you have to respond to. If you get an email and it says, hey, I need you to do this, it can sync with your tasks and help you make sure that you get that done. Now over here, off to the right, no matter what I'm looking at, so I want you to look at this caret right here, because if I switch, that little caret never disappears. And according to your preference on real estate, you can get rid of this top part. And by get rid of it, I mean hide it. I mean, it never is going to totally disappear. So if I click on this, or if I hit Control plus F1, this can disappear. And if you need it back, you come over here, ribbon display options, and click on it again, and then you have the option of auto hiding it, showing the tabs, or showing the tabs and commands. So I'm just going to go back and having the tabs remain there. I kind of like having them there. And then something else that I did beforehand is, this is kind of the default view of Outlook. And one of the first things I did is, I don't need this taking up all this real estate, at least not all the time. And so you can go ahead and minimize this panel so that they're just off to the left here. And that frees up more space for your email list right here, and for the actual email that's showing up. And all of this is customizable, so you can kind of play around with this and get this to look how you want it to look. You can make this area bigger, for instance, and smaller here, increasing your real estate. So that's going to wrap things up for our brief tour of Outlook. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at frank.thompson@cfisd.net, or swing by the library and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about Outlook. Thank you.